talked about spending, right? So on average, Americans use the bulk of their money to pay for housing, transportation, food. That's normal
necessities
things that we need, right? But then there's another category of spending. A recent report declared 40% of low income spend their money on luxuries.
Luxuries, yeah.
Dan Mercado's here to break it all down for us.
And you millennials, listen up, because most of you are in that low income group because you're just starting your careers,
We have to put this on Facebook for the millennials to hear us, because they don't even turn on the TV anymore.
Maybe they're still asleep. I don't know. They've got a boatload full of student loans, and a lot of them do fall into that lower income group because they're just starting out, right? But yet, they continue to spend 40% on average of their income on luxury goods, which is sort of interesting.
I'm not surprised. You know, sometimes I've heard people say, okay, do I go on this trip or do I pay my rent?
Yeah, well,
gotta pick.
It's interesting because we have always known that spending really is an emotional decision, right? So it all comes to no matter what income level you are, your spending is driven by how you feel.
That's true.
Right? Sometimes when we're happy, we'll spend more. In fact, studies show that men spend more when they're happy. Women spend more when they're stressed.
I agree with that totally.
True?
Yeah, retail therapy is what we call it.
Retail therapy, right?
Yes.
So 86% of consumers say it's perfectly okay to go into debt using our credit card to buy necessities, and even more than that say, yeah, we'll buy some luxuries while we're at it as well. Let's define luxury versus necessity.
Okay, let's do that. That
As
helps.
you said, Lauren, a necessity is food, shelter, and basic health care, right? A luxury, food, is dining out. A luxury shelter might be a second home, a beach house.
True.
Right? A luxury might be, instead of health care, getting your teeth whitened. It's still health care, right?
But it depends. What if you have a job and you're always smiling and talking to people and you don't want those like curly whites looking a little dingy?
Yeah, and you know, that's true. So that would be a necessity for sure.
Okay.
But the reason why this is so important is because we often hear folks, and I hear it every day when I work with people saying, look, I can't get control of my spending. And particularly at that lower income level, when we see that they're spending so much of their income on goods that aren't really necessary, but luxuries, it really does beg the question, how do we get control? The best way to do it is through something called a budget. Right?
I knew you were the B word.
The B word. And it doesn't, not that one, the other one. And it doesn't have to be a straitjacket. A budget isn't a straitjacket. A budget really is nothing more than how we choose to spend our money.
So I heard a woman the other day, we were chatting in line, I think at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, and she was buying some things. She said, you know what I started doing, Lauren, is I get cash out, and when I run out, it's done.
Love it.
She said it's helped her so much because she used to just swipe all the time.
Love that. Use cash. Studies have shown that if you use cash, you'll spend on average 18% less than shoppers who use a credit card. So the first thing with your budget is you're going to separate into what's necessary versus what's a luxury.
Okay.
Now look, none of us are monks. Well, very few of us are going to be monks, right? Although I have 4 kids. Sometimes a monk life sounds pretty darn good. But therefore, we want to make sure that we include in our budget the occasional splurge, the occasional luxury, right? Go for the mani-pedi, go for the vacation. It's okay as long as you budget for it and recognize it. The idea here, the whole idea is you want to get control of your spending, right? So yes, it's emotional, but we want to get control of that process so that we feel empowered rather than always behind when we get that credit card bill.
Trying to catch up.
Exactly.
I know you wanted to quickly mention Amazon Prime.
As if, you know, life can't get any better. You ready? So next week is Amazon Prime Day. It starts on Monday. We're going to be doing a big segment on a Tuesday morning here on Good Day.
Okay.
But you probably heard that Amazon, in addition to their Prime Day, they're going to start wine delivery.
What?
Yes!
I didn't hear that.
You know, if you need any more evidence that Amazon makes our life better, 2-hour wine delivery. But here's the bad news. If you live in Pennsylvania, because of course the lords in Harrisburg don't trust us to make those kind of decisions, you can't have it delivered here in Pennsylvania.
What?
That's true. But across the country, Amazon's rolling out their own private label wine called Next.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's talk to the folks in Harrisburg and see if we can't get that here in Pennsylvania as well.
Change that.
2-hour delivery.
Because today you're going to go sit by the pool. How nice would it be for someone to be like, your wine's here.
A little Prosecco.
You don't even have to leave.
Yeah, sounds good.
I love it. Okay, so we'll check you out next week for Amazon.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it on Tuesday morning.
Okay, perfect. Dan Mercado, thank you so much.
You got it.